Okay, so basically, with the negative indices, so say we have x to the minus n, the negative just means it will be 1 over x to the n. Okay, I just want you to have a quick look at the why this is so. A way to remember is just the negative things like bring it down, so that's why the x to the n will go down to the bottom. But when you bring it down to the bottom, it's the sign of the indice that changes. So it goes from a positive to a negative. So if you had x to the minus 3, that would be 1 over x to the 3. So I'm just going to show you first of all using a pattern. So say you have 2 to the 3, that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. If you halve the 8, you get 4. If you go down half of that indice, go down 1, you get 2 squared. So 2 to the 2 equals 4. If you halve that again, you get 2 to the 1. And halve the other one, you get 2. So if you go down the next indice, that would be 2 to the 0. So each time we're halving it. So if we halve that again, we get 1. So 2 to the 0 is 1. Now if we go down another indice, that would be 2 to the minus 1. And if I halve 1, I get 1 over 2. If I go down another indice, it's 2 to the minus 1. And if I halve the half, you get a quarter. So it's 1 over 4. So basically, if you have y to the minus 3, for example, that would be 1 over y to the 3. That's with a positive indice. But if I have 7a to the minus 4, that minus 4 is only with the a. So that would be 7 over a to the 4, because the a to the 4 comes down the bottom. If you have a3, b to the minus 4, the minus 4 is only with the b. So it's only the b that gets brought down to the bottom. So it's 8a3 over b4. Now say we put a negative on the bottom, a to the minus 3, then that actually can be brought up to the top. And when you bring it up to the top, the sign of the indice changes to a positive. So thinking about y, one way of thinking about y is 1 is the same as a to the 0, and you divide it by a to the minus 3. So basically it's a to the 0, and when you divide, you subtract the indices. So it's minus, and then it's minus the 3. So that's a to the 0 plus 3, which is a to the 3. Okay, so we know that the indice only controls the thing that's immediately next to it. But say I have this situation, and we have the negative outside the bracket. So if it's got the negative outside the bracket, it's actually going to own everything inside there. So you go 1 over 2a4, and that's all to the 3. So 2 to the 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. And a to the 4 to the 3, you times the indice. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay. 4a3b2. I'm going to do that all to the minus 2. Okay, so step 1 is 1 over 4a3b2 squared. Then it's 4 to the 2, which is 16. And then multiply the indices. 3 times 2 is 6. And 2 times, that's an a, sorry. And then 2 times 2, this 2 times 2 is 4. So it's b to the 4. Okay, and one more just to, something to put into your head, or as a rule to think about. If you've got a over b to the minus n, then the way to deal with that is to flip it. So if you flip it real good, you actually remove the negative sign, so it's to the n. And then you can just go b to the n, a to the n. Okay. Now thinking about y there, like if you had this, see that would be 1 over, and we use the same negative rule, a on b to the 3. So that's the same as 1 divided by A3 on B3. And then because it's division, division means when you divide, you look to the right side, you have to flip it over and multiply. So you end up with B3 on A3.